So for the past several months, Disney has been in an ongoing decline, not just with their parks, merchandise, TV shows such as Star Wars, Marvel, but also the movies. Let's not forget about the actual films, with the ongoing box office failures and fan reception dropping to a new low for everything Disney. It doesn't matter if it's Star Wars, Marvel, or whatever. Things like Indiana Jones 5 was a prime example of Kathleen Kennedy really pulling the wrong cards here over at Lucasfilm. But things even got worse just recently involving actress GINA CARANO and how she played a role in destroying Disney in the best way possible. We're going to be going over every specific detail about how she went about doing that and exactly what it really means for the future. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you all so very much for the great and kind support, and let's get right into the subject, shall we? Now, love her or hate her, there are numerous people that have differing opinions on GINA CARANO, and based on what she put on Twitter back in 2021 when Disney kept on, telling GINA to stop posting such things on social media, that's when she was eventually fired in the most unprofessional way possible by Kathleen Kennedy and by Disney higher-ups. In fact, GINA just woke up one morning and realized that she was fired from Lucasfilm as a character in Star Wars called Cara Dune out of nowhere. She didn't get no phone call, no email, let alone no, of course, request to come into the office for a face-to-face conversation. None of that actually happened like in the regular world. She just found all of that out on social media. Now, this is where things actually turn around quite in the best way possible, in my opinion, that I think some fans are going to be very upset about, while others are going to really respect it. So let's get into all of this. Now, with Disney currently desperate to save the Star Wars franchise, especially with the Mandalorian series and Ahsoka, however, one significant development has, of course, to do with actress GINA CARANO and how she recently dismantled Disney Star Wars in a huge way that is now creating big trouble for the higher-ups. Now, throughout the past 6 months, Disney was beginning to offer GINA her role back as Cara Dune in The Mandalorian Season 4, and for Dave Filoni's movie as well. GINA was given the opportunity, and has, of course, until just recently, to make a decision. GINA recently completely declined Disney's desperate offer to rehire her as Cara Dune for Mando Season 4 and Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie that is slated to release around 2026 as of now. Now, which has been sending Disney into a complete phase of panic and chaos, as they believed that GINA would take the bait and take the offer at the drop of a hat. Her decline is now bulldozing their plans for Cara Dune's return as a Disney marketing stunt that was planned to win back some fans, and is now sending Disney into, of course, a phase of panic, including the higher-ups, into scrambling mode on what to do with Dave Filoni's Star Wars movie as well as Mando Season 4, as Cara Dune and her return was planned to be a very big piece and surprise for the audience to win fans back. Now, let me just pause here for 1 second, guys. Now, the problem that I think a lot of fans will have with this is, yeah, GINA is not coming back as Cara Dune, at least for Mando Season 4 and for Dave Filoni's movie, and though some fans may very well be upset about that, and look, I would love to see Cara Dune come back, but you know what? I'm happy about this. I'm glad that GINA took a stand, she stood her ground, she defended herself, and she realized, and we're going to get into this in just a second, she realized exactly what Disney was up to with Mando 4 and Dave Filoni's movie. Alright, so for those of you that do not know GINA CARANO, I think that you all should very well be aware about what Disney did to her in the most unprofessional way possible. In fact, she should have never really been fired in the traditional sense like that to begin with. And when you look at things like this, the fact that GINA has also been talking about Rachel ZEGLER and how she actually got into that ongoing drama on social media, how she replied to her. By the way, if you don't know, Rachel ZEGLER did block GINA CARANO. It's been an ongoing thing. But what's interesting about this is how GINA actually took her own defense against Disney that's leading to Mando 4 and Dave Filoni's movie to really go into a phase of panic, because Cara Dune's return was going to be a very big deal. So, moving onwards, alright, both Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni surprisingly even had Cara Dune's character designs set for Mando 4 and Dave Filoni's film, and though Carano respects both Favreau and Filoni, even their respect did not stop her from standing up for herself after what Disney did to her by firing her in the most unprofessional way possible back in 2021, and what Kathleen Kennedy said about her multiple times. Gina reportedly wanted to return after Disney's offer to please fans, but wanted to respect herself after noticing that Disney's offer was not genuine in the least, and was nothing more than a business move by Bob Iger and the board. One, of course, that she actually figured that out, Gina made her move by declining this offer and completely derailed their plans for the Mandoverse to win back fans by Cara Dune's return. So as it turns out, and I called this months ago, we talked about this, of what was happening behind the scenes, I called this out months ago, that Disney was not doing this in a genuine matter to bring back Cara Dune, to bring back Gina Carano. It was nothing more than a business move, as it turns out. Nothing more than a publicity stunt to win back fans, to boost ratings, and to boost fan engagement levels. That's all it was really all about. A statistic enhancer. And so, at the end of the day, I'm very much glad that Gina Carano declined all of this and is now sending Disney into a complete shock. What do they have to do to get the fans, very excited that will actually drag in a lot of viewership? So, look, at the end of the day, I've always said this, it's not rocket science to win these Star Wars fans back. You don't necessarily need to just bring back Cara Dune or Gina Carano. That seems like a very poor way anyway to win back the fans. What you really need to do is just follow common sense. Follow the general outline of George Lucas's philosophy of Star Wars. Understand the fans. Hire writers and directors and producers that really understand what Star Wars is really all about. You don't need people like Kathleen Kennedy or Leslie Headland, or in the past, Joby Harold, who handled the Kenobi series. I think at the end of the day, Robert Rodriguez, another terrible example of handling the Boba Fett show in many different ways. So, yeah, John and Dave, look, they're not perfect people either, and they have their flaws as well, which is why I'm still a skeptic with the Ahsoka series, I will be honest about that. But I'm very glad that Gina Carano really just defended herself behind the scenes. I think that this is the best way to just clap back at Disney and say, nope, you're not getting me, I'm not taking the bait, because she realizes that she was being used, and nobody wants to be used in this world, right? Nobody does. So, I think that everybody should clap for her for what she did, and though fans may be disappointed about Cara Dune's character not returning for at least Mando 4, and Dave Filoni's movie, this is actually, I think, a great move. So overall, guys, drop a comment below, fill me in below in the comments what you all have to say about this, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.